What is going on? I should have had for with you. The signing for today, and today I'll be covering upsets that happened in Week 8 in college football. So let's get started with UCLA and Oregon Ducks. The final score was 45-30. Remember, prior to this game, UCLA was ranked ninth in the country, and Oregon was ranked 10th in the country. And now UCLA is ranked 12th in the country, and Oregon Ducks is now 8th in the country. So Oregon jumped 2 spots while UCLA dropped 3 spots. And they're Oregon it's in UCLA's mode, so I'll have a chance to go into the top 4, but they have to run out rest of the games. I think Oregon Ducks have the best shot making it into the top 4. I don't know what the remaining schedule is, but let's find out. So the Oregon Ducks remaining schedule is here by follows. And before I get to that, prior to this game, they were just outplaying UCLA. I don't think UCLA had a chance. I mean, it was good in the first quarter, but when it comes to the second quarter, it was getting ugly, right? It was 31-13 at halftime. Outreach by UCLA, but thing is, they were leading 31-13. But then they went on to score 17 on a 17-15 run, but not enough to beat Oregon. And here's the Oregon main schedule. So they play California, so aka Cal, Colorado, Washington, Utah, and Oregon State. So out of those 5 teams, they should be Cal. They should be Colorado. And now Pac-12 team. They should be Washington. That should be a very good game. Utah, same thing, will be another good game. And Oregon State will be another good game. So they have an easy 2 games. They should win those. We'll put them 8-1. And then watch the Utah Oregon State. That's gonna determine their season right there. As for UCLA, their faith already been sealed already because they play Stanford, which I think they have a decent team, but I think it's gonna be close. And they have Arizona State, Arizona, USC, and Cal. So here's my prediction. I think they will beat Stanford, Arizona State, Arizona, and lose the last 2. And I'll put them to 9-3 with a very good bowl game. And then let's jump into the stats. So Thomas Robinson, 2 touchdowns and an interception with throwing 262 yards in the air, while the running back Zach Cabernet carried the ball 20 times, 151 yards on the ground, 7.5 the average, and 1 touchdown on the ground. But now let's look at the Oregon Ducks stat line. Bo Nix had another good game, 283 yards in the air, 5 touchdowns, 22 out of 28 completions out of attempts. That's really good. Irene, 170 yards on the ground, 5.6. Northern Winnington, 6.1. Bo Nix, 6.4 with 51 yards on the ground. Sean Dollars, 13.5. And then Jordan James with 2.3 with a touchdown. So not bad for the Oregon Ducks in UCLA. Now, while I go to this next game, while it will be very, very surprising, LSU has upsetted Ole Miss. Ole Miss was ranked 7th in the country, while LSU was unranked in the country. Now they're ranked 18th in the country, and Ole Miss has dropped to 8 spots. We're able to give them a new ranking of 15th rank in the country. And before I head to those stats, let's head into their remaining schedule and how tough it is when neither team will get into the top four. I think LSU won't. They have 2 losses. Ole Miss might not, even though they have 1 loss. They will have a tough schedule. They have Texas A&M, Alabama, August, and Mississippi State. That's a very tough schedule. I think they will lose to Texas A&M and lose to Mississippi State. I think they will split. I think they will go 9-3, or they will beat Bama and Arkansas. Now for LSU, they have Alabama, Arkansas, UAB, Texas A&M. I said they're going to win out. I think LSU will win out. That'll give them a total of 10-2 record. If Ole Miss goes 9-3, they will jump LSU. LSU will jump most like Ole Miss, but it's not enough to play for the SEC championship, depending on how Bama does, Ole Miss does. If Ole Miss go 3-1 and LSU wins out, it's very tough to say how this matchup is going to go for the SEC. It's going to be really interesting these last 4 weeks because I think Georgia will represent the East, and then the West of Bama, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Auburn, and LSU. LSU is 4-1 currently in the conference with 62. Ole Miss is 3-1 and 7-1 overall. So, by looking at this, Bama's 4-1, 7-1 overall. So, if Ole Miss goes 6-2, or 6, let's say they win 3 out of 4. I'm not saying which lost yet, and they do that, they will jump Bama because I don't see them any more than 2 games in love in the conference. LSU, same thing. So it's if Ole Miss and LSU ties, it's gonna be LSU representing the West because most likely they do the tiebreaker. LSU play Ole Miss, and therefore all LSU should get the tiebreaker Ole Miss, but the lot of football to be played, which is extending 4 weeks left. Teams who has 4 or 5 wins, they have to win at least 1 or 2 more games to be bowl eligible. And if you win out, you'll be playing a bowl game. I can see LSU winning out and Ole Miss has continued winning out now. But think about the schedule. If both these beat Bama, but one of them miss the SEC championship, they're gonna play a good bowl game. They should anyways, since both of them beat Bama. But Alabama shouldn't be in there even talks of the running. But anyways, let's go into the stat line. Let's start with Ole Miss. Jackson Dart struggled with 19 out of 34 completions, 284 yards, a touchdown. No touchdown still, excuse me. No touchdown and 1 interception. The running game, Khushu Junkins, 25 carries, 111 yards, 4.4, 2 touchdowns, helped carry the offense, but was not enough with LSU. Jaden Daniels, another good day, 21 out of 28, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Jaden Daniels have won the carry the ball 23 times, 121 yards, 5 of 3 and 3 touchdowns. And Josh Williams also got a rushing touchdown with 76 yards and with the average of 4.5. So so far we have only had 2 upsets in week 8. We have 7 upsets that happened in week 7, and we had 4 upsets in week 5, and I think we had a total of 3 week 6, I believe. Don't call me on that, but I think we had 7 upsets in week 7. Week 6 was another interesting week. which we have 5 upsets actually happened that week. And that brings us to a total of 18 upsets in the last 4 weeks. Between week 5 and week 8, I think we have 18 upsets, which is really interesting. A lot of college football games that we had this year. It's been very interesting to watch. Even though my Gophers are struggling, they're 4-3 now. They lost 3 in a row. They're just very tough year, but it is what it is. Like, you can win your first 6 games, and lose your last 6 in college. Anything can happen in college football. Anything can happen in sports. Now, that will include today's video. We have 2 upsets this week. Ole Miss and UCLA losing. And then UCLA made it once again on this weekend upsets. I think they were on the winning side, I think. Don't quote me on that. But Ole Miss made their first trip to the upset week. Boys, I hope you liked today's video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button. This will allow us to want to upload videos. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all in the next video. Deuces.